everybody and welcome to the channel Bob's Sales This Times Next Year. So hello everybody and welcome to the channel Bob's Sales This Times Next Year. So is the VeVeverse finally on its way? We've just been introduced to the new CEO, well, the new co-CEO at VeVe, which is Ben Rose. So with Ben Rose at the helm, are we going to see more steps towards the VeVeverse after the new community update? I think we may see some steps. So as we know, Ben Rose was originally the regional general manager for Binance Australia, New Zealand and the Pacific. Binance is obviously the well-known crypto trading platform. We've all seen it, we've all done it, we all know what it is. So I won't go into that any further. But it does just show that he knows how to manage a company in both blockchain technology and also the business side of the company. So both sides of the company, also the front man on the helm as well. So front man in the videos, you can also find loads of YouTube videos with Ben in. So he's quite a good front man for the business. Anyway, prior to this, he was a chief commercial officer at Kiwi software development company, also showing he knows that side of the business and the software side. A lot of this has been New Zealand based, so that kind of fits in with the whole VeVe vibe. And we all know Ben's done his first introductory videos, also his first community update. So in this video, I want to watch some of the live pieces with you yourselves, do some live sort of reactions because I watched some of the video, not all of the video. So I want to react to the part mainly about the VeVeverse. So let's get into that. It would help if you put earphones in though, because that normally helps when you want to listen to a video. So let me just cue that up. So this is obviously the community update, the latest one. It's good to see one of these. We haven't seen a decent one for ages. We've seen a lot of not community updates, shall we say, not the vital stuff. But we've seen obviously My Collectibles, some other collectors on the app, also Corey himself, talk about VeVe, what they're doing in the background. But we've not heard much detail. So it's good to see a video like this. Again, shout out to My Collectibles, my favourite positive person. Good to see you on the team, my brother, and I hope you're doing well. So anyway, let's watch the clips.
I know you're going to address them over time as we move along here for sure. But one of the biggest topics that people have brought up and are really, excited about and waiting for is the VeVeverse, right? Yeah. And so what are your thoughts about where the VeVeverse is at to this point? We haven't heard a lot about it. I know the community's been asking for quite a long time. Just your initial thoughts about where we are at right now. And if you could shed some light on maybe the development of that going forward, or maybe what the plan might be for talking about the VeVeverse as we move along.
Yeah, look, I absolutely can. So first of all, I want to say to the fan, it has been slower than it should have been. And we feel the frustration and we hear it. And we are addressing it. So that's the first point to make. So look, when I was talking to David and Dan about this role, about the organization, that was the first topic I wanted to discuss with them. I wanted to see it. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to know what was happening, because it's a very real, commitment that we've made. It's also one of the most exciting things that we are going to do. So let's get on to that next. But look, so I can tell you absolutely where we're at right now. So I said to you before that a large part of my role as CEO, as co-CEO, is helping the teams prioritize and focus on what are the things that we are going to do and deliver. VeVeverse is absolutely at the top of that list. So you will have seen and you will see us releasing functionality across the broader platform, new IPs. We've announced some things recently. We're going to announce some more at New York Comic Con, and we're going to announce some more after that. So dropping functionality is an important thing that we will be doing. When I say dropping, I mean releasing. With the VeVeverse, I can confirm that we're in testing. My avatar is set up. It's ready. I've been in there this morning. We are working on tweaks to it. So I won't give you a timeline because, frankly, that's a mistake that we have made in the past, but I will tell you, we will be delivering it in the short-term future. And that's kind of all I can say. And look, I want to also share a bit of an insight inside the business for the fam around the VeVeverse. So first of all, I want to be really clear that our founders and our team are focused on delivering what the fam want. There is no other reason people get up every single day to come into work at VeVe than to deliver functionality and IP and experiences that our users want. With the VeVeverse, we probably shouldn't have committed the timeline we did, because, you know, there are learning processes for all businesses, and we learned some stuff going through that. We're a wiser, smarter business now. What we will do.
So it's good to hear him say that. Sorry to butt in there, but it's good to hear him say that. So he's admitted there that the timelines probably shouldn't have been promised. They've probably give a timeline that was too soon in the future to actually get all of it done, not knowing how difficult it actually was going to be. So it's good to hear him say that, but it's good to hear it's a frontline focus. Since the VeVeverse was announced, we've had the VeVe comic reader, the whole entirely different platform, in my opinion anyway. I'm still confused of what that is, by the way. I've still never used that yet. And obviously, I'm one of the OGs in VeVe, one of the OGs in VeVe YouTube as well now, I noticed. I pulled out a bobsales t-shirt the other day, and it had all the content creators on that were on at the time. VeVe Magic, it had the Gale, it had Andrew Ellis, it had VeVe Vibes, it had My Collectibles. It had a bunch of people in there, and a lot of them are no longer here or have different roles. Some have roles in the company now. Obviously, VeVe and Free was on there as well, so it was pretty cool to see that. But then we also have people here that wasn't there at that time, but it was a pretty cool thing to see. Anyway, that was way off track. But yeah, let's go back to where we were with this.
Do in the future when we're talking about functionality is we'll share and be transparent with the community about functionality, but what we won't do is we won't underpromise. We won't overpromise and underdeliver. So yeah, we will be delivering the VeVeverse. We will be launching it. It has to be right. We're working on it. We have our teams working on it right now, and it's a priority. And
he's definitely right. I would say he's definitely right. You have to get it right, because if you get it wrong and it releases wrong, yes, we can update it. Yes, we can change features and stuff, make them smoother in the long run, work out quirks and stuff. But if it's released wrong, if to a new user using the platform that have just joined to join the VeVeverse, for instance, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. They're going to see it once and be put off. That's the worst thing about this whole situation with VeVe at the minute. Sometimes when you put people off and they already leave, sometimes people never look back. But yeah, we'll get back to this.
Hear the frustration, and from me to you, hands up, we should have delivered it more quickly, and so we're focusing on it.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And I know you mentioned it, you've had a chance to see it. It's pretty amazing, right? I think that's what people
my avatar is
a
lot better looking than me. So
you've always got to love My Collectibles' positivity with his childish smile. You've always got to love it, because you can see it in his eyes in this clip right now that he's actually seen the VeVeverse, so he knows what's coming. Now part of the team as well, so he really does know what's coming. But it's good to see it is now on the forefront. It all sounds positive to me. And it sounds like we're not getting a timeline, but it's a soon.
Yeah, pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, well, we look forward to that for sure. And I know that, this is the early days of you here. This is amazing to hear. And I know our fans will be really happy to hear that as well. Just before we carry on, and what I am also committing to do in the very short term is we're gonna share some visuals and give you behind the scenes into kind of how things are looking at the moment. And so Dan and I will be talking you through some of the features from within the VeVeverse. And so, yeah, keep your eyes posted for that. One of the other biggest questions that we get all the time is
also regular updates on the VeVeverse. Even though it's not ready yet, even seeing the updates, the little sneak peeks and stuff like that, the functionality that is there is just a plus for everyone to see that. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. So it does look like the VeVeverse is still happening. Now, I have noticed a lot with VeVe drops recently. We are getting more dioramas. We've had literally Flo's Calf. We've had the Star Wars building. We've had parts to go with the buildings. The ship, the Peter Pan ship that's just dropped. I did a good drop video on that, by the way. If you didn't see that, go and watch that now. There's a lot of stuff like that that's dropping into the VeVe app right now. A lot of buildings, a lot more structures, a lot more dioramas, and even coral for Little Mermaid, the pieces of coral and stuff like that. So I do believe it is coming soon, because the more drops we're getting, I already noticed that before we got Ben Rose as the new CEO. I was already going to do a video on that, because I could see that in a couple of weeks, we were getting so many drops that were related to buildings. So yeah, pretty cool to see. So all round, it's been a good introduction to Ben Rose. Sounds exciting, sounds like he comes and he wants to take action. But I do also want to warn you, I remember when Mitch joined the team, the excitement around how Mitch was going to be the savior for the company in all sorts of ways. I don't know what Mitch does. I haven't heard from Mitch for a long time. I don't know whether he's still at the company or not. He's probably doing a great job, but I honestly don't know. So don't get ahead of ourselves too much just yet. And obviously, he is a new member of the company, so he's going to take 6 to 8 months at least to be caught up on all aspects. Maybe he's been doing that in the background before taking the job. You'd like to think so. But again, you give the man some time to settle in and then expect some results, I would say. So I expect probably 6 to 8 months to settle in. And then after that, let's start seeing some results. Also, everything he said was very positive. And also, I do think it all sounds good. But again, I did see the VeVe fam getting a bit too overhyped too quickly, like they did with Mitch. Not saying Mitch has done anything wrong or didn't do anything, but he wasn't exactly the change everyone thought he was going to be at the time, and didn't actually make the company 10 times better, although none of us really know what's going on in the background, do we? But it's good to hear that it's still happening. So yeah. And one of the other things I wanted to say, now with VeVeverse, we've spoken about this before. It might not even happen. It might not even be a good idea. Anyway, we do know they're money pots. A lot of companies like Meta and Disney's just totally given up. Meta's probably never going to give up because they've invested so much into it. But even what they made was absolutely terrible. Couldn't keep retention, couldn't keep people in there. But the thing with VeVe, they do have all the IPs. They are going to be, it's like pop toys, for instance. Look at all these pop toys from different films, different eras, different movies, Gladiators, Power Rangers, they've got rock stars. That will be VeVe one day. You'll go onto VeVe and every movie, everything you watch, you'll be able to get a digital asset from that film, from that singer, from that item, maybe a record as well. So yeah, I do see that being a big part of VeVe. I do see it kind of being like that. But I also do see the VeVeverse maybe working if it's a company like VeVe, but it has to be done properly. But the good thing about VeVe, it's already got its hardcore fan base here, so there will be people straight in there. Whether or not people are going to use that every day, who knows? But we do also have Apple Vision Pro. I made a video on that as well. And MetaQuest coming soon. That also helps with this. And we also know this is going to be part of that AR technology. We're going to be able to use the AR, VR technology. So all of the R's technologies. So it's going to be cool. But I definitely think we're going to be seeing the VeVeverse soon. And I do think that's why we're seeing a lot of items. And if we don't see it soon, we're definitely going to start getting more regular updates, I would say. But again, the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, I just come on to talk about that. There's loads going on right now. Loads to catch up on. I do apologize. I've been doing all sorts of inventory for Pokemon right now. I've got Pokemon cards coming out my butt. So anyway, I've been your host, Bob Sales. This time next year, we will be millionaires. Peace!
Try this little guy!
Get rid of it! Get rid of it!
It's fucking Chucky!